Okay, let's continue our discussion for persons and family relations sa absolute community of property na tayo. So medyo mahaba po yung magiging discussion dito. Kasi yung absolute community, yung conjugal partnership of gains, mahaba po yung discussion. Tapos yung Article 147 saka 148, mahaba rin yung discussion. So more or less mga limang property regimes yung itatakel natin today. No? Syempre yung complete separation of property, mabilis lang yung discussion doon. Okay, so when will the absolute community of property commence? No? When will the conjugal partnership of gains commence? No? Yung property regime na to. So it will commence at the precise moment of celebration of marriage, and any stipulation for the commencement of these property regimes at any other time shall be void. Ang exception po, yung pag nagkaroon ng reconciliation, no? Sa legal separation. So, wag nag sabihin natin bago sila mag legally separate, absolute community. Tapos nagkaroon ng legal separation, nagkaroon ng decree, pero later on nagkaroon ng reconciliation, and they wanted to revive the former property regime. Article uh, 141. Ayan, no? Whether the when there was judicial separation of property and the spouses filed a motion to revive the former property, 141 pala yun. Article 66 yung tinatakil ko. The spouses who were legally separated, reconciled, and agreed to revive their former property regime. So that's the exception. No, these are the exceptions. Okay. So, ayan. Absolute community of property. So, what does absolute community of property mean, no? It means the community property shall consist of all the property owned by the spouses at the time of the celebration of the marriage or acquired thereafter. So, dalawa po yung kailangan makita dyan. All the property owned at the time of the celebration and those acquired thereafter. So, ibig sabihin, kung ani kay Juan, kay Maria, kung ani kay Maria, kay Juan. Ganun lang yung kasimple. Okay? Of course, magkakaroon tayo ng discussion sa exclusive properties later na magiging solo lang siya nung husband or nung wife, no? Conjugal partnership of gains, tandaan niyo po, pag sinabing conjugal partnership of gains, no, the term implies gains, no? Sinabi na nung term. Pag sinabi mong gains, we're just talking about the fruits, proceeds. Okay, ganun lang kasimple, no? So, in conjugal partnership of gains, the husband and wife they place in a common fund, no? The fruits proceeds from their separate properties and those acquired by them by them through their efforts or by chance. So, apat. Tandaan nyo fruits, proceeds, efforts, chance. Everything else, no? Ah, fruits, proceeds, efforts, chance. Mas ma-appreciate po natin ang conjugal partnership of gains later pag tinakila natin yung exclusive properties. Kasi what is not exclusive will be considered conjugal. Ganun yun. No? So we need to master talaga yung exclusive properties for both ACP and CPG. Upon dissolution of the marriage, the net gain shall be divided equally between them unless otherwise agreed in the marriage settlement. Okay? So tandaan nyo profits, fruits lang ng separate properties. So paano po magkakaroon ng separate properties? Titingnan natin nga dun sa exclusive properties. Yun yung ibig sabihin yan. Okay? And those acquired by them through their efforts or by chance. Kasali din po yung pinagtrabahuhan, yung sweldo, at saka yung kinita sa loto, kinita sa casino. Kasali rin po sa conjugal. By chance kasi siya. Okay, raffle, mga ganyan. Ayan, my favorite topic for property regime. One of my favorite topics for persons and family relations. Ito, excluded properties or but excluded. Exclusive properties of the spouses in absolute community of property at saka conjugal partnership of gains. Maganda po dito, compare sila. No, ganyan, iti-table natin para mas madali nating maalala. Kasi sabi ko nga sa mga previous discussion, yung ACP sa CPG, may mga provisions po sila na similar and it's better if we study them ng ganito kaysa yung inaaral natin siya ng isolated. No? Para kasi mas magkaroon tayo ng appreciation if we uh, if we study them ng ihahambing natin sila, no? Sa isa't isa. Okay, simulan natin. So, sa absolute community of property, ano nakasulat? Ito po, exclusive property. No? Property acquired before the marriage by one of the spouses, and this spouse has legitimate descendants by a former marriage. And the fruits and income of these properties. So, napakasimple lang po. Hayaan nyo na yung by a former marriage. Malamang legitimate eh. Di may former marriage. Okay, so tandaan nyo, una nating exclusive property for ACP, the spouse acquired property before the marriage and he has legitimate descendants and the fruits and income of these properties. Ibig po sabihin nito, ah wait, meron ba ako example dito? Okay, ito yan. This is the example. Mr. A and Miss B are married. They have one child. Dapat pala hindi are, were married. They have one child, no? So later, Miss B died. So Mr. A subsequently married Miss C. During the marriage of Mr. A and Miss B, they were able to acquire 100 million pesos in assets. Should one half of these assets form part of the community property of Mr. A and Miss C? Okay, so ang question is, si A at saka si B, nagkaroon sila ng 100 million in assets nung nagsama pa sila. Meron silang isang anak, namatay si B, nagpakasal ngayon si A sa another woman. So ang tanong natin, is si Miss C ba, meron ba siyang one half? Meron ba siyang right doon sa 100 million in assets na ipundar, no? O nakuha ni A at saka ni B? The answer is no. Because the assets are considered as properties acquired before the marriage by the spouse who has legitimate descendants by a former marriage. No? And yung fruits, hindi ko ala naman ako nalagay na fruits. Ito, what if the assets owned by Mr. A earned 10 million pesos in 2022? No? What if the assets owned by Mr. A earned 10 million pesos during his marriage, ano lang, with Missy? No? Should Missy, no, have rights, no, over the 10 million uh, income, over the income of 10 million, over the earnings pala? No, because the fruits and income of the above mentioned property shall also form part of Mr. A's exclusive property. So, ulitin natin. Si ACB kinasal, naka 100 million sila in assets, namatay si B, nagpakasal si, tapos si A at saka si B, meron silang anak. Okay, so AB, may 100 million, may anak sila. Namatay si B, si A nagpakasal ulit kay C. Si C ba may right do sa assets na 100 million? Wala. Kasi meron pong legitimate descendants from a former marriage si A. And these properties were acquired before his marriage to C. Dalawa, kailangan yung tingnan. May legitimate descendants ba? Legitimate child from a former marriage? At saka, kailan ba nabili itong property na to? Kailan ba na-acquire itong property na to? Nung bang unang pagsasama? Or kahit hindi man nung unang pagsasama, ah, bago sila ikasal ni C. Sabihin natin, naging biyudo si A. Biyudo siya. No? So, biyudo siya for 10 years. Tapos napalaki pa niya na napalaki yung assets niya. Hindi na 100 million, 200 million na nadoble niya yung assets niya. Okay? Oh, lahat ba na yon magiging exclusive property ni A? Yes. Kasi he acquired these properties during his first marriage and after the death of his first wife. And he has a child a legitimate child from this former marriage. So lahat po ng kinita niya bago siya at na-acquire niya, bago siya magkaroon ng pangalawang asawa, exclusive property niya. Bakit po ganun ang batas? Pati po yung fruits and income nun. So bago pala tayo mag-tackle kung ba't ganyan na reason ng batas, ah i-discuss ko muna yung fruits and income ulit. So, ulitin ko. Di 200 million na. Sabihin natin na, iniba ko na yung facts. 100 million na ipundar nilang mag-asawa, tapos 100 million sa ulit nung biyudo na siya. O 200 million nagpakasal siya. Walang prenup. Walang prenup. Okay? So, yung 200 million nga, exclusive property. Kasi nga, it was acquired before his subsequent marriage to C. The Miss C. No? Ngayon yung fruits and income, sabihin natin 200 million, nagkaroon ng 20 million in income during his marriage with Missy. Yearly, 20 million. Kanino po yung 20 million na yun? Mapupunta to, na-derive from the 200 million pesos in assets. Doon na-derive yun. So, 10% ang naging income from the 200 million in assets. Kanino po mapupunta yung 20 million? Exclusive o community property? Exclusive din kasi nakalagay nga po dito including their fruits and income. Basically, ayan na po tayo. Ano po ang reason ng law bakit ganito? Kasi po gusto natin protektahan na yung mga legitimate descendants nung spouse hindi po masisiro, 'di ba? Hindi po madadilute yung kung ano yung para sa kanila. No, kung yung una nilang yung magulang nila nung una ito yung na-produce, dapat maprotektahan 'yan, intact pa din yan. Kahit na nagpakasalan ng panibago yung magulang nila. Intact pa din. No? So, kung yun ang naiproduce bago magpakasal ng panibago, amin lahat yan. As legitimate descendants by a former marriage. Okay? So, ngayon, paano sisimple sa isip nyo ang discussion dito? Tandaan nyo, pag dalawang beses nagpakasal, walang bigamos mayos dito, nabiyudo, tapos nagpakasal ulit. Tandaan nyo, sa subsequent marriage, back to zero. Okay? So basically, nagpakasal si Mr. A, pero wala siyang daladala sa bago niyang marriage. Oh, ayan na. Dito, ayan, itong example natin na to. Okay? So mayaman siya, 200 million, di ba? Pero pag nagpakasal na po siya ng panibago, back to zero siya. Kasi yung 200 million na yun, iiwanan niya to para sa mga legitimate descendants niya or legitimate child, isa lang dito in this case, of his former marriage. Iiwanan niya lahat yan. So pag inasawa niya si C dapat di mag-expect na meron siyang right doon sa 200 million. Okay? Huwag siya mag-expect kasi back to zero. So inasawa niya si A, legally speaking, zero yan. Back to zero. So kung ano yung mapupundar nilang panibago, ah yun lang ang pagmamayari. Okay? So nag-work si A, sabihin natin, o yun lang mapupunta sa community property. So ngayon, paano pag ang hirap nga kasi pati fruits and income. Siyempre si A, tingnan niya realistically speaking, saan kukuha ng pantustos yan? Doon sa business. Doon sa assets niya. Kung ano man yan, assets or business. Tapos, pati fruits nun, exclusive din. Paano yung pinambili na property? Sabihin natin, 200 million in assets, di ba? Sabihin natin, sa 200 million in assets, binago ko na yung facts, no? 50 million dyan cash. 50 million dyan cash. Yung 50 million na yan, pinambili ng bahay. Kanina yung bahay, exclusive property pa din. No? Exclusive property pa din kasi hindi na kinonvert mo lang yung ano eh. Kinonvert mo lang yung yung 50 million pesos in cash. Kinonvert mo lang siya to property. But that property is still exclusive property. That will still form part ng ito pwede kang pumasok diyan eh. No? O so paano ngayon yung kinikita nung business na yun o nung assets na yun? Kay A lang din, no? So kailangan entirely new business para magkaroon ng property, yung community property na na-contribute ni A. Kasi iniisip ko, sabihin natin, di ba, nagkaroon ng 20 million pesos in income. Tapos, pinambili nila 20 million pesos in income, pinambili ng kotse, sabihin natin. So, yung kotse niya, G-Wagon, mga ganyan. Range Rover. Pinambili 20 million ng kotse, whatever. Ikasali pa rin dito eh. Di ba? It is still derived from the It is still derived from the fruits and income that was produced by property acquired before the marriage. Eh di we can say na exclusive pa din. Di ba? So ulitin ko, di ba 200 million. Sabi natin sa 200 million may cash. Sa 200 million na assets, pinambili ng bahay yun. Exclusive lahat yun. O sabihin natin yung 200 million nakapag-produce ng income na 20 million. Yung 20 million pinambili ng kotse, exclusive pa din yung kotse. So exclusive lahat. So iniisip ko ngayon, kung ganyan ang sitwasyon, no? Nakadalawang kasal na, tapos sa unang kasal may mga anak. Ano ngayon ang paraan para si A makapag-contribute ng panibagong properties dun sa new marriage niya? Unang-una, magtatrabaho ka. Kasi yan, hindi yan property acquired before the marriage and fruits and income nung property acquired before the marriage. Hindi po. Efforts yan. Artista ka, no? Alam na, uso sa artista yung multiple marriages, o artista ka, yung talent fee mo, yung talent fee mo na kinita mo nung meron ka ng panibagong asawa, ayan, part siya ng absolute community of property ng bagong samahan. Kasi hindi na siya property acquired before the marriage, and hindi rin siya fruits and income. This talent fee, no? Na-derive siya from your efforts. So, kasali niya siya sa absolute community of property. Okay? Sana po malinaw. Ano pa? Sabihin natin, o nung bagong, naisip ko na, nung bagong kasal, umutang, nag-loan si A, no? Si A kasi yung maraming pera, nag-loan siya sa bangko, tapos nag-put up siya ng bagong business. O yung bagong business na yun at yung kikitain nun, part na nung bagong marriage. Nung community property nung bagong marriage. Kasi yun, it was not property acquired before the marriage, and hindi po siya fruits and income. Bago na to. New money. 'Di ba? New money kasi new debt, new loan. Tapos yung loan, pinambili ng pang-invest sa business. Tapos nagkaroon ng kita yung business na yun. Yung business at saka kita na yun, part na ng absolute community of property. So to recap everything, no, para hindi ko kayo naguguluhan masyado. Hindi ko masyadong gusto, marami akong words na ginamit, no? Tandaan nyo, dalawang marriages. Yung unang marriage, meron siyang anak. Kahit isang anak lang, no? Lahat ng naipundar nila nung una niyang asawa at lahat ng naipundar niya bago siya magkaroon ng panibagong asawa nung siya ay byudo na. Exclusive property yan para maiwan po sa anak. No? Kasi kawawa naman yung legitimate child niya. At lahat po ng income na mapoproduce nung assets na to na napundar nila nung una niyang asawa at napundar niya nung siya ay byudo, exclusive property po. Lahat ng pwedeng manggaling doon, okay lahat. Pinambili ng kotse, pinambili ng bahay, yung property, acquired before the marriage. Oh, hindi po mapupunta yan doon sa panibagong asawa. Wala pong right yung panibagong asawa. So, paano po? Ayan na tayo. Paano po ngayon makakapag-contribute ng properties etong si A doon sa new marriage niya, sa second wife niya? Kailangan no money, no efforts, no chances. Yun. No money, utang ka, put up ka ng business, may kita business, community property yun. Kasi bago na siya eh. May kita ka talent fee, may kita ka sa sweldo, may kita ka sa compensation, as compensation sa kumpanya, o ayan. Sa bagong marriage na yan. Nanalo ka sa loto, nanalo ka sa bingo, nanalo ka sa raffle, bago na yan. No? Sa bago na mapupunta. Okay? Pero ang hirap, di ba? Kasi kung pinapalago lang niya yung una, yung business na napundar niya ni A at saka ni B, kung ilang ang pinapalago, paano magkakaroon ng right si ano? Wala, di ba? Zero talaga. Kasi kung ganun din ang pag-iisip natin, syempre lahat ng Ang gusto niya kung negosyante yan, palalaguin lang niya yung dati niyang naipundar. Oh, di walang mapupunta doon sa bago. Di ba? Walang mapupunta doon sa bago. Tama ba? Yeah, tama. Kasi fruits and income lahat yun eh. Tapos yung fruits and income, yun din ang gagamitin, pampalaki ng negosyo. O di ganun din, pabalik lang ng pabalik doon. Anyway, so para magkaroon nga ng property yung kanyang ano, yung kanyang bagong pamilya, bagong utang, bagong trabaho. Okay, sana po get natin, no? Sige. Tandaan nyo, property acquired before the marriage by either spouse. So, ulitin ko, hindi lang po siya na-acquire noong unang marriage niya, na-acquire din siya habang byudo siya, no? So, yun ang timeline, no? So, medyo wide yung time span. So, paano pong hindi magpo-fall under this exclusive property provision? O di unang-una, nagpakasal si A at saka si B, wala silang anak. A, B got married without a child. Tapos B died and then A married C. O ayan. Pag ganun, o di lahat ng assets na napundar ni A at saka ni B, mapupunta na din kay C. Meron na rin siyang right doon kasi wala namang legitimate descendants by a former marriage. Si A at saka si B. Ano pa another? O di illegitimate yung descendant. Walang marriage. Si A, binata, nakabuntis, nagkaroon ng anak, illegitimate child. And then si A later on, nagkaroon ng asawa. First marriage niya. O di lahat ng property ni A, mapupunta rin kay C. Kasi wala siyang legitimate descendant by a former marriage. He only had an illegitimate descendant. An illegitimate child. So, ganun. So, di na siya papasok dyan. Lahat na ng properties niya mapupunta kay C. May half na siya dun. Okay, next tayo na exclusive property. Di ba mahaba yung discussion dito? Property acquired during the marriage by gratuitous title by either spouse and the fruits and income. May gusto ako i-discuss dito. No? Sige, mag-whiteboard nga tayo. Ito ipapakita ko sa inyo kasi kailangan malinawan. No? Kung may pamamana kayo sa pamilya nyo, sa anak nyo, para matutunan nyo kung ano ang diskarte. No? So, whiteboard tayo. So, nakalagay po dyan, property acquired during the marriage by gratuitous title by either spouse and the fruits and incomes of this property. So, tandaan nyo ha, na-acquire yung property during the marriage. So, dinonate po yung property sa kanya during the marriage by gratuitous title. So, may, ano nga yun, donation or wills and succession, no? Tapos, yung fruits and income nung dinonate na property. So sabihin natin, dalawang ano no, dalawang scenario. Let's go to the whiteboard, no? O unang scenario, yung donation, wait lang, huwag natin gawin ganyan. Lagyan natin ng factual backdrop, no? A and B, married year 2020. Ayan. Unang scenario. Yung magulang ni A, sabihin natin, parent of A, donated a car to him year 2021. Second scenario, parent of A ulit, sabihin natin, donated a car ulit, no? Mahilig sila sa car to him. Wag palang car na lang. Parcel of land. Sige. Para mas maayos. Para mas realistic. Ayan. Donated a land na lang ilalagay ko. Donated a land. Anyway, intindihan nyo na yan. Okay. Donated a land to him. 2019. So, two times pong nagkaroon ng donation. 2020 po sila nagkasal ni B, no? Tapos, nag-donate two times ng lupa kay A. Nung year 2019 at saka year 2021. Sabihin natin, yung land, no? Nag-produce ng income. Sabihin natin, rental income. O sabihin natin 1 million. O ito rin 1 million din. Ibahin natin, huwag ko lang 1 million, 100,000 naman. Ayan. 1,000,000, 100,000. Okay. Yung pong unang land, is this exclusive or is this community property? This is exclusive. Including po yung fruits. Kasi nakalagay, and the fruits and income, di ba? So, yung 1 million, exclusive din. Bakit po siya exclusive? Kasi the property was acquired by A by gratuitous title during the marriage na. Kasi 2020 sila kinasal, 2021 niya na-acquire yung property by donation, by gratuitous title. So, exclusive yan. How about this one? Ay, pangit naman nung linya na yun. How about this one? Kaya lang, exclusive or part of community property? Part of community property. Bakit po siya part of community property? Kasi it was donated before the marriage. And if it was donated before the marriage, saan po siya papasok? Sa general rule ng absolute community of property. Ano po yung general rule? Ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng community property? All the property owned by both spouses at the time of the celebration of the marriage. So it doesn't matter po paano na-acquire yung property. It doesn't matter. Na-acquire siya mana, na-acquire siya donation, na-acquire siya through sale, na-acquire siya to exchange, barter. It doesn't matter. Pag property mo yan, bago ka ikasal, pag kinasal ka na, may right po yung asawa mo dyan. Kasi all the property owned, nakalagay po siya sa plus fruits and income, nalagay ko lang dito, malamang. No? Kasi acquired thereafter naman to. Okay, so balik tayo sa ano ko ha, sa reviewer ko. Dito siya papasok ko. All the property owned by the spouse at the time of celebration of the marriage. Eh, na-donate sa'yo bago kayo ikasal. O di all the property owned yun at the time of the celebration of the marriage. Pati yung 100,000 na income ng property donated na yan, part din ng community property kasi acquired thereafter. So ano pong advice natin sa mga may ari-arian na gusto mag-donate sa kanilang mga anak? Antayin mo munang magpakasal. Antayin mo magpakasal at saka mo donate ng property at saka ka magpamana. Okay? Bakit ganun? Para exclusive ng anak mo. Kasi pag inuna mo mag-donate ka bago ikasal yan, community property yan. So may right na agad yung daughter-in-law mo o son-in-law mo. Kung gusto mo, masolo lang ang anak mo, that will not happen. Sana po naintindihan natin. No? Okay. Lastly, property for personal and exclusive use of either spouse. However, jewelry shall form part of the community property. So, paano po ang ano? Paano po ang relo? Hindi naman jewelry ang relo eh. Kasi ang relo may utility yan. Hindi lang naman sa adornment. Di ba? Lalo na pag naka-smartwatch ka. Talagang may utility yan. No? Meron nga ako nakita sa balita, naligtas sa heart attack dahil may smartwatch eh. Nakita masyado nang mataas yung heart rate. Something like that. No? So, sa akin po, papasok siya sa personal and exclusive use. Wala eh, di ba? Hindi naman siya jewelry. Eh di kung personal and exclusive use siya, dun siya. Di ba? Ano po ang ano? Ito nowadays, ano ang normal examples nito ng personal and exclusive use? So alam naman natin yung mga makeup, pabango, basic yan. Toothbrush, shampoo, basic yan, exclusive property. Pero ito, ang gusto ko sabihin sa inyo, cellphone. Ang cellphone po, personal and exclusive use yan ng others. Sabihin natin, kasi may mga mag-aasawa na isa cellphone. Paano yung mag-asawa na tigisan ng cellphone? Exclusive use nila yan, personal and exclusive use. No? So talagang yung one spouse, hindi niya pwedeng i-check-check yung cellphone ng asawa niya. Kasi personal and exclusive yan. Exclusive property yan nung asawa mo. Okay? Sana pa malinaw, no? Ganon. Next tayo sa conjugal partnership of gain. So, tackle natin. Conjugal partnership of gains. Unang exclusive property. Property which is brought to the marriage as his or her own. Ano po ang context nito? Sabihin natin, bago ikasal si A at saka si B, nag-prenup sila. No? Conjugal partnership of gain, sabi. Tapos si A, no, yung lalaki, marami na siyang naipundar. Meron na siyang 50 million in assets. Okay? 50 million in assets. Yung pong 50 million in assets na yan, exclusive property niya po. Okay? Exclusive property niya. Ano lang po ulit yung ibibring niya sa common fund, sa conjugal funds. Ayan. Yung fruits and proceeds nitong 50 million. Okay? So, hindi kailangan. Kaya ko po siya pinagtatambal dito. Kung makita nyo dito, ang daming kondisyon sa ACP para yung mga pinundar niya before his second marriage, maging solo niya. Ang daming kondisyon. Kailangan meron kang unang marriage and you have legitimate descendants from this former marriage. 'Di ba? So, kailangan may una kang asawa. So, pag ito, una mong kasal, wala. Pag absolute community, may right agad yung asawa mo dyan, kahit gaano man kalaki o kaliit ang napundar mo. On the other hand, sa conjugal partnership of gains, lahat ng naipundar mo before, single ka, playboy, playgirl, whatever, lahat ng naipundar mo, iyo lang. Bago ka ikasal, lahat ng naipundar mo. Ang dadali mo lang sa marriage nyo, yung income niyan. Yung income niyan. So, kung 50 million yan, nagkakaroon ng 5 million in income every year sa conjugal partnership of gains, yung 5 million, kasali siya sa conjugal. Yung 50 million, iyo. Okay? So, ito po, no, ito, attorney, but yung mga pamilya natin, yung mga magulang natin, nagkakagulo, ano ba talaga ang property regime? Sinasabi nila, hindi, property ng mag-asawa yan kasi conjugal. I-correct nyo po, mali yun. No? Alam niyo po ba't kasi nagmi-mix ang absolute community of property at saka conjugal partnership? Kasi po, ang mag-asawa naman, sabihin natin may nag-asawa, lalo na mga 20 sila nag-asawa, madalang po na marami ng property pareho yan. Madalang, no? Sabihin natin, nag-start ka from zero. Parang wala talagang pagkakaiba ACP sa CPG. Nag-start kayo pareho from zero. Magpupundar lang kayo, mag-i-start kayo magpundar nung kasal na kayo. Oh, pag sa ACP ka, o di lahat property nyo. Pag conjugal ka, lahat property nyo kasi wala ka namang binring to the marriage as your own. Zero. Di lahat ng maipupundar mo. Paano ka makakapagpundar? Mag-iipon ka from your work. Magpuputap ka ng business, magpupundar ka. Lahat ginawa mo to nung kasal na kayo. Nung hindi pa kayo kasal, wala ka namang maipupundar, wala kang naipundar, wala ka pang pera. O di parang, di ba? Wala na naging difference yung conjugal at saka absolute community of property. Pero mali po na sabihin na kaya pala property yan nung kabilang asawa kasi conjugal. Mali po yun. Especially kung di naman natin alam kung kailan sila kinasal. Sabihin natin, kinasal sila 2020. Ang sabihin no, may property yung kabilang spouse kasi community. Hindi dahil conjugal. Kasi pag sinabi mong conjugal, tatanungin pa natin, kailan ba napundar yung property? Baka naman property niya na yun bago pa siya ikasal. Nabili niya na yung kotse bago pa siya ikasal. O kanya lang yun. Okay? Pero ulitin ko kasi nga, kung start from zero ang mag-asawa, parang wala masyadong difference. No? By the way, yung pala yung isa ko pang na-bring up, hindi ko pa na-bring up, no? So, before the effectivity of the family code, the controlling no na property regime between spouses in the absence of a marriage settlement is conjugal partnership of gains. So kailan po ulit naging effective ang family code? August 3, 1988. 8388. Ang daling tandaan, parang cellphone number lang. 8388. So, ayan. Kaya siguro iba rin, like mga edad na magulang natin, nagugulo na conjugal. Kasi baka nga naman conjugal. Yung pala yung isa kong point. No? Baka naman talaga conjugal yung partnership, conjugal yung property regime nila kasi kinasal sila 1980, 1975, 1973, 1982, and so on. Pero pag kinasal sila 1990 onwards, tigilan nyo ako, hindi conjugal dapat ang term. Kaya pag may-ari nung asawa, yung naipundar nung husband, community ang tamang term. And vice versa, yung naipundar ng wife, right ng husband, community property. Kung 1988, August 4 sila kinasal, onwards, August 3 onwards sila kinasal, community ang tamang words dyan. No? Okay. Tamang word. Tamang words. Okay, next. property which each acquires during the marriage by gratuitous title. So parang similar po siya sa absolute community of property. Ano po ang pinagkaiba? Dito po sa conjugal partnership of gains, di ba nag-donate during the marriage dun sa, sabi natin kay husband, nag-donate yung magulang niya ng, balik tayo dito. Tandaan niyo, walang fruits and income, no? Walang binanggit. So silent as to that, no? Here we go. Ayan. A and B got married 2020. Sabihin natin, on year 2020, sabihin natin, conjugal partnership of gains. Yan. Nag-donate po. Ayusin natin ha. Sige, gawin natin ng same example, no? Parent of A, nag-donate ng land to him 2021. Tapos, kanina absolute community ah. So, kung malilito kayo, balikan nyo na lang yung discussion ko kanina. Okay? Tapos, ikumpara nyo. Parent of A, donated A land to him 2021. Parent of A ulit, donated a land to him 2019. O yung land doon 2021, kanino? Exclusive. Kasi nga, property acquired by gratuitous title during the marriage. Pero po yung income, this is part of conjugal funds. Why? Kasi po yung sa absolute community of property, as I said earlier, nabanggit din po yung fruits at saka income doon sa exclusive property. On the other hand, sa conjugal, silent. Ibig sabihin, dadali mo sa conjugal yan. Eh, hindi sinabi eh. O, di ba? O, next. Parent of A donated a land to him year 2019. So, yung land po ba, conjugal o community? Eh, conjugal o community. Conjugal o exclusive? Ba't napunta sa community? Conjugal nga. Okay. Conjugal o community? Conjugal o community? Conjugal o exclusive? Ulitin natin. O. Yung property na dinonate kay A ng 2019, conjugal ba o exclusive property ng mag-asawa? Exclusive din po. Bakit ito exclusive? Kasi this is property brought by A as his or her own, as his own. 'Di ba? Saan siya papasok sa number one? Nalito na. Exclusive din. Ulitin natin. Kapag community property, kaya pala, gumawa ako ng bagong example. Sandali lang. Nagawa ko ng bagong example. Sige, para ma-compare natin. ACP to ha. Erase, erase. Erase natin lahat. Mas hindi tayo madalas nagwa-whiteboard sa civil law kasi sa persons kasi hindi siya masyadong technical. Ito talaga technical kaya nagwa-whiteboard tayo. Ito, exclusive din. Ayun na, fruits and income nakalagay dito. No? Tapos itong 2019, community property. Plus the fruits, community property. Okay. Kasi 2019. Next tayo, sige nga, gawa na natin ng example. A and B, married 2020 din. Conjugal partnership of gains. O number one, A's parent donated land to him year 2021. Tapos may income of 1M. Lakihan natin ngayon, 10 million. Number two, A's parent donated land to him 2019. Income, sabihin natin, 2 million. Ayan. Oh, etong property na to. So, apat ang kailangan nating tingnan, no? A, B, C, D. Dapat pala ganyan ko ginawa. Para ano, na breakdown natin ng tama. So, ito yung land noong 2021. Tapos yung income land 2021. Okay, ito isa. Land 2019, income land 2019. Kanino yung land 2021? Exclusive. Why? Kasi property acquired during the marriage, 'di ba? During the marriage sa 2020 by gratuitous title. How about yung income do sa land noong 2021? Exclusive. Itong 10 million, no? Exclusive or conjugal funds? Conjugal. Kasi yung pong, ano, ulitin natin, oh, balik tayo sa ano. Kasi ito po, oh, wala namang binanggit na fruits income eh. Di ba? So, hindi po siya nilagay. That means, conjugal siya. O, balik tayo ulit sa ano, whiteboard. Next. Yung land that was donated to A in 2019. So, before siya ikasal. Conjugal o exclusive? Exclusive din po. Bakit po exclusive? Kasi this is property brought to his marriage as his own. This is property which is brought to the marriage as his own. No? Okay? Kasi yan nga yung property niya na nakuha na niya. Hindi naman niya naipundar kasi donation nga. Ito yung property na nakuha na niya bago sila ikasal. Pag nagpakasal sila, yung property na yan, kanya pa din. Okay? Okay? Yan po ang isa ding big difference ng CPG at saka ng ACP. Pag nag-donate ng property bago ikasal, ah pag nag-donate ng property bago ikasal, pag absolute community of property yan, pag kinasal yan, may right na rin yung spouse. Kasi nga saan siya papasok? Dito. All the property owned at the time of the celebration of marriage and acquired thereafter. On the other hand, pag conjugal partnership of gains, separate property siya. Kasi separate property kasi this property brought to the marriage as his own. Okay, so balik tayo ulit sa whiteboard. Ano lang po yung magiging part ng conjugal funds sa donated property ng 2019? Yung 2 million. Yung 2 million conjugal funds po ito. Why? Kasi silent din, nakalagay doon, property brought to the marriage as his own. How about the fruits? Wala pong binanggit. So dahil walang binanggit, isasali natin, general rule siya. This is considered as a profit, an income from the separate property. The separate property being the land in 2019. To, profit yan. O di ito conjugal, ito exclusive. Ito ganun din. Exclusive to, profit to, income to, di conjugal. Okay? Sana po gets. O dito tayo sa una ulit, conjugal, mas pangit yung drawing ko rito. Sa community property. Iba, di ba? Yung una, itong 2021, tapos yung 1 million income. Exclusive, yung land, exclusive din yung fruits and income. Kasi nakalagay po sa ano eh. Tapos ito namang 2019 na donation, conjugal, conjugal, nalito na rin. Community property yung land, community property din yung fruits. Okay? Ayan, no? Kasi dito siya papasok. Yung isa, yung 2021 na donation. Dito sa number 2 na yan. Tapos yung 2019 na donation, dito papasok. Okay. Yung sa conjugal partnership of gains naman, hindi sa community ha. Yung donation ng 2021, papasok dito. Eh, walang fruits, so conjugal yung fruits, yung income. Yung 2019 na donation, dito papasok. Okay? So, exclusive property yung property na dinonate ng 2019 pero yung fruits, conjugal din. Next. Property which is acquired by right of redemption, barter exchange with property belonging to only one of the spouses. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? Barter. Sabihin natin, bago ikasal si A at saka si B, si A, meron na siyang naipundar na bahay. Okay, yung bahay, ah, worth 50 million. Okay. Anong ginawa ni A nung kasal na sila? Yung property niya, worth 50 million, no? In exchange niya for a business, worth 50 million din. So, pareho sila, no? Valued nila 50 million. So, basically, nagkaroon ng barter or exchange. Diba? Nagkaroon lang po ng palitan ng capital, basically. No? Wala po kasing income na nangyari. Hindi po income ang pag-exchange. Kasi 50 million mo before, 50 million pa din siya ngayon. It's just that before, bahay siya, ngayon business na, nung kasal na kayo. So, dahil wala naman pong naging income, wala naman naging proceeds, ano po yun? Exclusive pa din, no? Kasi nagkaroon lang ng exchange of capital. Where's the income? There's none. Last, dito sa 109, that which is purchased with exclusive money of the wife or of the husband. Same thing. Kasi wala pong naging income. Nagkaroon lang po ng exchange ng capital. Sabihin natin, si A ulit, meron na siyang 50 million in cash. Oh, nung sila ay kasal pa. Nung sila ay hindi pa kasal, ni B. Nung kasal na sila ni B, pinambili niya yung 50 million niya, pinambili niya ng negosyo sa kanang bahay. Kanino po mapupunta yung negosyo sa kabahay? Kay A lang. Kasi these properties were purchased with the exclusive money of A. Exclusive money niya yung 50 milyones eh. Oh, kung ano man niya bibili niya dyan, kanya din. Ano pa yung mapupunta sa conjugal funds? Eh di yung fruits o yung 50 million na yan, nagkaroon ng income, 5 million. O yun, conjugal funds na siya. Pero yung 50 million worth of businesses and assets and houses, whatever, okay? Exclusive yan. Okay? Kasi tandaan niya po itong 3 at saka 4, ang context po nito, exchange of capital. Exchange of capital. Exchange ng naipundar lang from one to another. Ito po, o yung mga naipundar, di ba? Yung mga naipundar mo bago kay kasal, iyo pa din. Yung fruits na mapupunta sa marriage, sa conjugal funds. Tapos itong number 2, ito po yung, well, property acquired during the marriage by gratuitous title. You get the point. No? Yung 5, 6, 7 po, tackle natin to next video. Kasi mas ano siya, no? Special silang mga instances. No? Specific instances. After nito, sana tayo? Ito, tatakil natin dito kasi meron akong mga discussion dito about these things. No? Tandaan niyo po, no, sa conjugal partnership of gain, sa pag-buy efforts, trabaho, talent fee, appearance fee kapag abogado, conjugal po yan. Kasi efforts at saka chance, no? Pag nanalo sa loto, raffle, whatever, conjugal din. Okay. Hindi ko na binanggit kasi basic siya. After nito, sa included properties na tayo. I think we can just, ano to, uh, pwede yung basahin na lang siguro to kasi it's very simple lang. Kasi natakal na natin exclusive, so alam niyo na rin kung ano yung hindi exclusive, yung included. No? After this, gusto ko itakal yung spousal consent na eh. Charges muna pala. Okay. And then after that, ayun, ito na. Tapos, parental, spousal consent na. And then, dissolution of ACP, CPG. Ito, ano lang to. Extra stuff na discussion. Yeah. Okay. Next video tayo, doon tayo sa other excluded or exclusive properties in CPG.